Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes.
With the series up for grabs, the Yankees turn to the Stroh Show to solve some home woes. If Stroman can come through with a quality start, Aaron Judge and the offense should be able to take it from there. The way the Bombers are swinging it. It's the last game of a long homestand as the New York Yankees host the Texas Rangers on a Sunday afternoon in the Boogie Down Bronx. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Yankees batting practice today, presented by Audi. I'm Chris Sheeran. Playing their second doubleheader in just 4 days, the Yankees earned a split with the Rangers yesterday, rolling to a victory in the first game before Texas pulled away in Game 2. That sets up a rubber match with today's game with the Bombers, looking for just their second series win at home in their last 10 tries. It'll be former Yankee Andrew Heaney on the mound for the Rangers. The Southpaw has 4 wins in an American League, leading 11 losses despite a sub-4 ERA. Meanwhile, for the Yanks, Marcus Stroman gets the ball, as we said, on 8 days of rest. He's 7-6 with a 4.10 ERA. He'll be chasing his first win since June 22nd. In his last start on August 2nd, Stroman recorded just 8 outs against the Blue Jays, allowing 7 runs on 8 hits while walking 1 and fanning 3. That came after an outing against Boston where he lasted 3 1/3. Stroman was one of the Yankees' best innings eaters early in the season, but he's made it out of the 5th inning only once in his 4 starts. The Yankees elected to give Stroman a few more days off between starts, allowing him extra time to iron out some mechanical issues that he thought might be holding him back. Stroman carried a 3.15 ERA for the season into an outing against the Blue Jays on June 28th. But that's when this recent rough patch began. He's 0-3 with an ERA north of 7.5 over his last 6 starts, allowing nearly 40 hits in just 25 innings. Opponents are batting .355 off of him, and 6 of the hits have cleared the fence. Now, on the Rangers side, Heaney's coming off of a gem on Monday. He fired 6th inning against the Astros and allowed just 1 hit, a solo homer by Alex Bregman. He walked 1, hit a batter, and fanned 4. But in what's been an up-and-down season for the veteran, he struggled in his last 2 road starts, surrendering 10 earned runs in 9 1/3 innings. One thing he has going for him today, he's left-handed. The Yankees are just 12-17 against southpaw starters this year. Heaney is our Key to the Game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. And it's a look at his career splits. He had an ERA over 4.5 with the Marlins and Angels. Then it ballooned to 7.32 in 2021 with the Yankees. 5th highest in franchise history among those with at least 30 innings pitched. Since then, he's pitched to a 3.86 ERA with the Dodgers and the Rangers. Giancarlo Stanton has started 7 games since coming back from his injury. He's hit safely in 5 of them, and he connected on a mammoth 451-foot home run last night. In our Toyota quote of the day, Aaron Boone talked about why Stanton's return to action this time around has gone better than some of his stints in the past.
That's baseball, hitting. I mean, that's the nature of it. Pass returns have been a couple we're talking about, so sometimes you get in, you're in the groove. Sometimes you're in a better place physically. I think that's the case now. I think he's in a good place physically. And, you know, I think experience of having gone through it, you know, has put him in a good spot. But I've been pleased with the at-bat quality really from jump. You know, Zach Wheeler and in the Phillies that first game, I felt like he looked like he had been playing.
You've 14 straight games, 8+ hits in a row. Longest such streak in the majors this season. What are you liking about the consistency from the collective at-bats right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's contributions from everyone. That's ultimately what makes a good and sustainable lineup is the depth of that lineup. And, you know, I think we struggled in that regard for, you know, several weeks there in the middle. You know, since that point, we've gotten guys rolling outside of Aaron and Juan. We've had some guys return, and obviously Giancarlo and bringing Jazz in. But other guys, that went through a stretch where they struggled a little bit have really got back to being real contributors again. So, feel good about where the offense is. We got to keep going, of course, but it's been nice to see a lot of different people contributing.
Stanton cleans up today for the Yankees and is 1 home run shy of his 13th 20-homer season. Austin Wells bats 5th after his 4-ribby performance yesterday. Over his last 22 games, he's batting .338 with 4 home runs, 17 RBI, and an OPS closing in on 1,000. Among American League catchers, the rookie is 3rd in wins above replacement for the season. We'll talk more about the Yankees lineup in our next segment with Michael Kay. Stick around for that. And for the Rangers, Corey Seager broke open the second game with a 3-run blast, his first career homer against the Yankees. Since 2016, he's top 3 among Major League shortstops in batting average, homers, on-base percentage, and slugging. He's the 8th shortstop in MLB history to have 4 seasons with at least 25 home runs. We are just getting started on Yankees batting practice today, presented by Audi. As we just mentioned, coming up, Michael Kay joins the show, and we'll get his thoughts on the state of the Bombers lineup. Plus, we'll also get his early impressions on Jazz Chisholm Jr. After the deadline acquisition went deep twice yesterday and has been a hit in pinstripes. And later, Aaron Judge had 3 more hits and a pair of walks yesterday. We'll look back on the captain's recent stretch of play. It's all straight ahead here on Yes, and streaming, of course, on the Yes app. Yankees batting practice today is presented by Audi, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Yankees. Visit your tri-state Audi dealer today.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up for ButcherBox today.
Let's explore your future with Udemy. You can learn how to program and build websites, study design and create logos, improve your presentation skills, and sell your ideas. With Udemy, you can learn practical skills from thousands of online courses taught by real-world experts. Explore your future. Udemy.
Slow and steady wins the race. You hear it so often you forget just how amazing slow can be. At Acorns, we help your money harness the power of slow. Invest what you can. Give it a chance to grow with time. We believe that slower is better for your money and other stuff too. Barbecue, instant replay, slow dancing. Ooh, so slow. Acorns, grow your oak.
The wait is over.
Now arriving, soft-side suitcases from Away.
Here who are working on that research right now.
I hope they can keep going and keep doing the research and keep advancing all the treatments so that kids don't have to deal with this anymore.
At St. Jude, there was hope.
Hope changes everything.
Here on Audi batting practice today, Chris Sheeran with you, and now joining the program is our Michael Kay to talk about some Yankees lineup questions here. Michael, let's first start with Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. You brought up this point with Aaron Boone on Thursday before the doubleheader in the pregame. How would it benefit the Yankees and benefit Aaron Boone in this lineup if they keep walking Aaron Judge, if they flip-flop those two in the lineup?
Well, the key there is if they continue to do what John Schneider did with all those intentional walks, you've got to stop that. Now, there's a couple of things that you look into now. If Stanton is swinging the bat as well as he did yesterday, that's going to provide some protection and make managers think before they intentionally walk Judge. But if they continue to do that and the Yankees don't make the opposing team pay, then I think the natural thing would be to flip-flop them, because I want the guy who does the most damage, and that's Judge, to swing the bat the most. Also, we've seen Juan Soto very, very happy with taking a walk, and although he's done a lot of damage, and if it wasn't for Judge and Bobby Witt Jr., he'd probably be the MVP in the American League. He's not a 41 home run guy at this point. He doesn't have 105 runs batted in. You need Judge to be able to swing the bat and do damage. He can't do that if he's intentionally walked. So I think you let this breathe a little bit, because the Yankee offense has actually done a very good job over the last couple of weeks. But if the Judge situation and he continually gets intentionally walked, then I think that you've got to flip-flop the two of them. Right now, I wouldn't do it, because Wells is hitting okay, and then you saw what Stanton did yesterday. But if it does continue, it's something I would look into.
Yeah, you brought up the Stanton point, Michael, which is tremendous, but I want to bring up the emergence of Wells as well. What kind of a layer of the onion does that bring up with Austin Wells doing what he's doing with his chance here?
Well, I think it's terrific what he's doing, and obviously a testament to the Yankee farm system as well. This guy's become a legitimate cleanup hitter, and he's been one of the best offensive catchers in baseball over the last month, and it looks like he's adapted very well to that cleanup spot. So all of those things have to be looked into, and if he's the guy who ends up in the cleanup position, then Aaron Boone has exactly what he wants. He has the lefty batting second, the righty batting third, and then the lefty batting fourth, and then you could follow him with Stanton. So it lays out beautifully if Austin Wells is the answer at cleanup.
And the trade deadline brought the Yankees a huge piece of their lineup right now, Michael, and Jazz Chisholm. Another 2 home runs yesterday. You talk about lengthening the lineup all the time. What does his addition mean to this team moving forward?
Well, I think it means so much in so many ways. First of all, I think the Yankees have to get more athletic as the years go by, and I think that's going to happen if you look at a situation where they have the young players playing big positions. So if they get athletic, and Jazz Chisholm is that, they're going to be able to run the bases better. One quick thing yesterday, he hit a single. He saw right away that Adolis Garcia was going to have a throw come all the way home, and he immediately took second. Earlier in the game, Gleyber Torres did not do that, so he adds that aspect. He also adds power. The guy has 20 home runs, and there's still almost 2 months left in the season, so he could end up with 30. This is a guy that you project as your second baseman next year if you don't re-sign Gleyber Torres. I think he adds a lightness to the whole situation as well, and the Yankees have always wanted that. This is a very, very corporate structure. This is a team that knows it has to win. You need some lightness in there, and I think Jazz Chisholm has done that, and I think he's done an unbelievable job at third base, Chris. I think even he has been surprised at how comfortable he is, and Aaron Boone made the comment a couple of days ago where he actually said there are times that he's as good at third base as anybody in the major league. So that's quite a compliment by the Yankee manager. But there's really nothing to complain at all about when it comes to Jazz Chisholm. And the funny thing is, Chris, a lot of people said nobody of substance was really acquired during the trade deadline. There wasn't any big star. You know, now that you look at it, Jazz Chisholm might be the biggest star that was traded, and it was kind of under the radar. I don't think that Yankee fans were real thrilled that the Yankees didn't go out and make that big splashy move. But that big splashy move might turn out to be Jazz Chisholm Jr.
Yeah, 20 home runs now, a career high for him after those 2 yesterday. And he's one of 5 players in Major League Baseball right now with at least 20 homers and 25 stolen bases. And you have 2 generational players at the top of the lineup, and Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. We touched on them. But, Michael, the guy who leads things off, that is going to be paramount to this team having success, especially in the postseason. And Alex Verdugo, over his last 13 games, he's proven that, you know, with his on-base percentage and the way he's hitting the ball and going the other way once again, that he could be that guy.
Yeah, he is looking like he's that guy. But if you take a look at the Yankee roster, Chris, they don't have a prototypical leadoff hitter. They just don't. So they've tried Anthony Volpe there. They've tried Gleyber Torres. And of all the people in the lineup, probably the best suited one would be Verdugo. You want a high on-base percentage. I actually asked Aaron Boone about this moments ago in his press conference. He said, you know, most important thing is getting on base. He'd like a little pop, all of those things. So I think the batting average is a little bit low for Verdugo to be the perfect leadoff hitter, but I don't think the perfect leadoff leadoff hitter is on this 26-man roster, so you have to pick and choose and say, okay, who fits the best? And at this point, it's probably Alex Verdugo. But you'd like his on-base percentage to be about 360, but that's a tough player to get.
And Michael, since we asked you about the leadoff hitter, we have to ask you, who is your best Yankee leadoff hitter of all time?
Well, I think the best leadoff hitter of all time, and he happened to play for the Yankees, is Ricky Henderson. I mean, this guy did it all, stole 130 bases in a season. He was a threat to hit a home run every time he came up to lead off a game. He was just dynamic. He's one of the greatest athletes, I think, in professional sports history. So it would have to be Ricky Henderson, number one. And number two, during the championship years for the Yankees, a really, really good leadoff hitter was Chuck Knobloch. He was the prototypical leadoff hitter, got on base, he took pitches, he was pesky, he could steal a bag, and he had a little bit of power as well. So those would be my top two in all the years that I've been covering the Yankees.
Yeah, two dynamic players there in the game of baseball, and you had a dynamic player in the game of basketball in the booth with Paul O'Neill and Caitlin Clark. And Michael, I'm curious, what were your impressions of her after you got a chance to meet her and talk to her?
Well, obviously, I've been following her closely, and, you know, her game is amazing. I mean, she sees the whole court beautifully. She's an instinctive passer. She's just great. I mean, that's the bottom line. But just getting a chance to talk with her and meet her, she's so impressive. She's so well-spoken. She's so unassuming. She's so humble and sweet. And it was really nice to get to know her. And when she was in the booth, Chris, as you heard, she gave great, expansive answers on all tough questions and nothing that she would shy away from. I think she knows what she means to people, and I even brought up what she means to my daughter, who doesn't even like sports and did one of her school projects about Caitlin Clark. I think she accepts that. Some people shy away from that. Remember, Charles Barkley once said, "I am not your role model." Well, you know what? Caitlin Clark is a lot of young kids' role model, and I think she's brought a lot of people into the WNBA tent. I think she realizes that, she embraces it, and she knows the responsibility as well. And just getting a chance to meet her, I think she's up for the task. She's a very, very special person.
Yeah, I thought her answer to you about, you know, being in second grade and trying to emulate Mia Hamm, and now she realizes that young girls are doing that to her now. I mean, that was a tremendous answer. Michael, we want to thank you for the time. We appreciate it always when you come here on Yankees Batting Practice today. We're looking forward to the call with you later.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Time for the break on Yankees Batting Practice today, presented by Audi. Still ahead, we've got more from the Bronx as the Yanks try to win this series against the Rangers. Stick around, we're back with more right after this.
Want to keep your hairline where it is? Through Hims.com, you can explore a range of options that work best for you, so you can grow visibly thicker and fuller hair in just 3 to 6 months. Keep it looking strong for years to come with doctor-trusted ingredients like finasteride, minoxidil, and a blend of supplements that support healthy hair. 3 in 4 Hims customers say they wish they started using hair treatment earlier. Get ahead now to keep the hair you love. Get started today at Hims.com.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up for ButcherBox today.
We just signed the lease on our 3rd shop. I guess we're a chain now, right? We worked so hard to get here. My assistant went to CustomInk.com to get our new uniforms and merch with all the location names. Our custom gear helps him get our brand out into the community. He takes care of all of our Custom Ink orders. He was able to find great products, upload the new art, and have boxes sent directly to each of the shops. Custom Ink makes it so easy. Get started today at CustomInk.com.
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack.
I actually enjoyed my little league experience very much from, I would say, around 8 to 12 years old. I played for this team down in Miami. We were really good, so we won a lot, and it was just fun times. Obviously, the summer was the most important because there was no school and we were able to travel and do a lot of cool stuff. We did almost go to the Little League World Series, but we decided to go to another tournament, which I would have loved to have gone to the Little League World Series. So it's gonna be fun to be there with those kids and kind of experience what I couldn't experience when I was little.
Good to have you back here on Yankees Batting Practice today, presented by Audi. As the consensus top prospect in baseball, Jackson Holliday had every bit of buzz coming into the season, but he had just 2 hits across his first 10 major league games. So Baltimore sent him back down to the minors for a reset. He's now been back in the bigs for 10 games, and it's looking like the Orioles have a new weapon for the stretch run. Let's take a look at some highlights. Orioles and Rays, top of the second. Baltimore leading 3-zip. Holliday leads off the inning, drills one to right center, his 5th of the season. Orioles extend the lead to 4-0. Bottom 5, Baltimore up 4-2. Johnny DeLuca at the plate with a runner on second. Hits one down the third base line as it goes all the way to the wall, scoring Alex Jackson easily. Tampa trailing 4-3. Bottom 7, Jose Caballero drills one to deep left center for his 8th. Game tied at 4. Top of the 8th, runner on first for Ramon Urias, and he sends one out to left center field as well. That's his 8th homer of the year. Orioles retake the lead 6-4. They go on to win it by the final 7-5. Baltimore becomes the first team in the majors to hit the 70-win mark this year. Jackson Holliday is batting .278 since he's been back with 5 home runs, 12 runs batted in, and an OPS over 1,000. The Orioles have won 9 of their last 14 games and will go for a sweep of the Rays this afternoon. Astros, Red Sox. Top 1, Yordan Alvarez at the plate crushes the changeup to right center for his 23rd. Houston takes the early 1-0 lead. Top 6, game now tied at 1. Runner on first for Alvarez, drills another one to deep right for his 2nd of the day, 24th of the year, puts the Astros up a deuce. Bottom 8, Boston trailing 5-2. Runners on 2nd and 3rd for Wilyer Abreu. He laces a single to right, scoring both runners with ease. Red Sox trailing 5-4. Bottom 9, Hader on the mound for Houston, and following a leadoff double by Devers, he bounces back, gets Gonzalez to strike out swinging. That ends it. Astros win it by the final of 5-4. Astros make it 4 straight wins to remain atop the AL West standings, percentage points ahead of the Mariners. Josh Hader gets his 25th save, and after a July where he hit just 4 home runs, Yordan Alvarez now has 4 dingers across his last 4 games. Boston falls to 3 games under 500 at Fenway Park this season. So the O's boost their lead in the AL East to a full game over the Yankees. Baltimore has 2 games against the Nationals this week before a 4 game set against Boston. The Red Sox have lost 3 straight and are now 7.5 games back of first place. But for some context, they're actually a half game ahead of the West-leading Astros. One last break on Yankees Batting Practice today, presented by Audi. We'll talk Aaron Judge next before wrapping things up ahead of this afternoon's game. Jack Curry, Bob Lorenz, they're here. They're in the house. They're getting ready for the pregame show. Keep it locked in right here on Yes and the Yes app.
Want to keep your hairline where it is? Through Hims.com, you can explore a range of options that work best for you, so you can grow visibly thicker and fuller hair in just 3 to 6 months. Keep it looking strong for years to come with doctor-trusted ingredients like finasteride, minoxidil, and a blend of supplements that support healthy hair. 3 in 4 Hims customers say they wish they started using hair treatment earlier. Get ahead now to keep the hair you love. Get started today at Hims.com.
The finest premium arena club in the world comes alive in Brooklyn. Welcome to Crown Club, the Brooklyn Nets' most exclusive club in Barclays Center. Featuring a menu curated by Major Food Group with Carbone classics and a world-class wine list. To learn more about premium memberships at Barclays Center, visit brooklynnets.com/crown-club.
That's Aaron Judge. Yeah. Sometimes you get the feeling you're watching a Hall of Famer right in the middle of his prime.
The captain is rolling.
They're going to need a longer tape measure.
A monster blast. See ya. Wow.
This summer, it's time to get away with super hot deals on your favorite Hyundai models. All backed by America's best warranty. Plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. But act fast because these deals will be over before you know it. Get in and get away now.
Lease a Hyundai Elantra for only $159 a month or get 1.99% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash. Hurry in to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
You've hopefully seen Homegrown, the television series here on Yes. Now go deeper into the Yankees minors with Conversations, a homegrown podcast. As Connor Foley sits down with prospects and coaches in the farm system, it's available now on Apple Podcasts. Quick check of this date in Yankees history. In 1929, the Babe becomes the founding member of the 500 Home Run Club. Reggie Jackson hit his 400th in 1980. And in 2013, Alfonso Soriano homers off Justin Verlander for his 2,000th career hit, becoming the 19th player to reach that milestone with the Yankees. Speaking of hits, the Yankees have collected at least 8 in 14 straight games. That's the longest streak in the majors this season, and it's the Bombers' best stretch since they did it 16 times in a row in 1997. And more often than not, the man in the middle of that action is Aaron Judge. Judge has been on a tear recently. Over his last 23 games, the captain's batting .408 with 9 homers, 22 runs batted in, and an OPS of nearly 1,400. He's also walked 32 times, with 6 of them being intentional free passes, as we've seen teams do their best to avoid pitching to him. With 2 singles, a double, and a walk in the opener of Saturday's Twin Bill, Judge reached base at least 4 times in one game for the 17th time this season. That's the most by a Yankee since Alex Rodriguez in 2007, a year where he was named MVP. And as we've seen, as Judge goes this year, so go the Yankees. In victories like Game 1 on Saturday, he's batting better than .400 with 29 homers and an OPS approaching 1,400. But in losses, opponents hold him to a sub-200 batting average. He went 0 for 3 in yesterday's nightcap. That's going to do it for this edition of Yankees Batting Practice Today, presented by Audi. We're back Tuesday with another show. Coming up next, it's Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry on the pregame show. For the rest of the BP crew, I'm Chris Sheeran. Yankees go for a series win in the Bronx. Enjoy the afternoon here on Yes, and streaming, of course, on the Yes app.
Get 2.9% APR for 36 months plus $1,000 purchase allowance on most 2024 Cadillac models when you finance through Cadillac Financial.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times, but mostly times were just okay. And you know who said that? Susan B. Anthony.
Charles Dickens.
Susie.
We're not teachers. We're connectivity experts. If millions of communities rely on us for fiber, internet, and mobile, you can too. Optimum, where local is big time.
Hi, I'm Sally. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm a flight nurse on a helicopter that specializes in trauma. I've been doing flight nursing for 24 years. I had a fear that I wouldn't be able to keep up. I wanted all the boost I could get. I heard about Prevagen from a friend. I read the clinical study on it, and it had good reviews. I've been taking Prevagen now for 5 years, and it's really helped me stay sharp and present. It's really worked for me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription.
At Toyota's National Sales Event, we've got a long lineup of vehicles for summer fun, like Camry, RAV4, Highlander, BZ4X, Tundra, Corolla Hybrid, Tacoma, Sienna, Corolla Hatchback, Sequoia, Prius Prime, RAV4 Hybrid, Land Cruiser, GR Supra, Toyota Crown,
Right now, get Tundra with 1.99% APR for 48 months, plus $1,000 TFS subvention APR cash, or lease a new 2024 Tundra for just $499 a month.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
It was a bomber blowout in Game 1 of Saturday's doubleheader, with the Bats putting up 8 runs on 12 hits. But Texas flipped the script in Game 2, pouring it on late to salvage a split. That put the series up for grabs today in the Bronx as the New York Yankees host the Texas Rangers in a Sunday matinee at the stadium. And we hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the FanDuel Yankees Pregame. Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry with you. Final game of this 3-game series. A chance for another series win, Jack, but as teams hit the stretch, when we talk about a team hitting a stride, we think about the offense, but that applies to starting pitching too. So let's get your Hyundai opening comment.
And I'm going to focus right in that starting pitching with Marcus Stroman. When he signed with the Yankees, Bob, he talked about it being a dream come true. Well, in order to make that dream really enjoyable, he wants to be a bigger contributor. In times like these, the Yankees need Stroman to give them more quality, more consistency. Across the last 2 months, his ERA has been over 6. His sinker has been getting hit to the tune of almost a 400 batting average. So Stroman wants to go out there today, as you said, help the Yankees win a series, help to complete a homestand with a winning record, and then get back on the road and try and do it again the next time he gets the baseball.
All right, for more on Stroman, let's get it out to the stadium right now. Justin Shackle in for Meredith with the Clubhouse Report, presented by your local Ford stores. And let's start with Stroman, getting a little extra rest coming into this start. What are the Yankees saying about where they feel he's at going into this outing?
Yeah, Bob, Jack, Marcus Stroman is starting on 8 days rest to close out this homestand this afternoon against Texas, and it is coming after Stroman made some adjustments in some side sessions earlier this week, and the Yankees are hoping that it all comes together this afternoon for Stroman because they continue to need length from their starting staff. And also, as Jack alluded to, Stroman over his last 2 outings, they were his shortest outings of the season. He did not get out of the 4th inning in either of his previous 2 starts. So earlier this morning, Aaron Boone was asked about the tweaks that Stroman has made in those side sessions, hoping what he could take to the mound here this afternoon and what he will be looking for when the righty returns to action against the Rangers.
I think just better engage in his lower half. Everything athletically speaking, I think starts from the ground up, and I think probably getting a little bit out of his legs. I know that's something he's worked on in his couple of bullpens that he's had, and hopefully that translates and just being a little more crisper with his stuff, and then ultimately command.
Good luck, Aaron, what are you noticing from Giancarlo Stanton as to why there has been maybe a quicker transition to the way he's looked in the batter's box compared to past returns off the injured list?
That's baseball hitting. That's the nature of it. Past returns have been a couple we're talking about. So sometimes you get in, you're in the groove. Sometimes you're in a better place physically. I think that's the case now. I think he's in a good place physically. I think experience of having gone through it, has put him in a good spot, but I've been pleased with the at-bat quality really from jump. Zach Wheeler and in the Phillies that first game, I felt like he looked like he had been playing.
You've 14 straight games, 8+ hits in a row. Longest such streak in the majors this season. What are you liking about the consistency from the collective at-bats right now?
Yeah, it's contributions from everyone. That's ultimately what makes a good and sustainable lineup is the depth of that lineup. And, I think we struggled in that regard for, several weeks there in the middle. Since that point, we've gotten guys rolling outside of Aaron and Juan. We've had some guys return, and obviously Giancarlo and bringing Jazz in. But other guys, that went through a stretch where they struggled a little bit have really got back to being real contributors again. So, feel good about where the offense is. We got to keep going, of course, but it's been nice to see a lot of different people contributing.
And Giancarlo Stanton is in the cleanup spot. He did homer yesterday. If you're noticing, since his return from the injured list, Stanton is consistently making loud and hard contact. And I caught up with Giancarlo earlier this morning in the clubhouse. He said he is feeling good, considering that he didn't have normal at-bats for roughly a month when he was sidelined on the injured list. But he talked about what has been able to work for him over the course of the last couple of weeks now in his return. He said he's backing the ball up more. He's becoming more aggressive. He's making that quality contact. Now he's focusing on being more timely with runners on base. But his quick success from his return to action, he thought it was a testament to three things. That's standing in bullpens, hitting against the project machine, and also the real on-field machine. He said individually, all three, they don't necessarily fulfill a hitter's needs, but when you put them all together, it makes for a combination that really could help a hitter. And for him, he says standing in the bullpen helps him see the real deliveries from a pitcher. He thought the on-field machine helps him assimilate more with seeing real backgrounds. You know, we're talking about the batter's eye here at the stadium, and also it helps him with a hitter's depth perception. And for that project machine, that's the one where you have the computerized pitching opponent that, hey, you can have Andrew Heaney, the Texas Rangers starter today, appear, and you'll get the authentic angle and the pitch coming out from the angles that a pitcher like Andrew Heaney can possess. Stanton said the arm angles there on the project machine help a hitter in that area. So, again, individually, it may not help much, but when you put all three together, it really makes a difference for a hitter like Giancarlo, Bob.
Yeah, Justin, it's been great so far to have him off the injured list. There are still some guys on it and some guys banged up, like Trent Grisham, who we saw leave yesterday's game with a left hand injury. Let's get to the Morgan & Morgan injury report and start with Grisham. What's going on with him?
Yeah, he had some light swelling, and he had his hand lightly wrapped when he met with reporters after the game, but everything checked out clears. Grisham said he was relieved that there was no damage, nothing was broken. The Yankees did send Grisham for x-rays and a CT scan, and both tests came back negative for that hand for Trent Grisham. So all good there. He is on the bench to start this afternoon's game. Some updates for some other injured players that are on the IL. Earlier this morning, you had several players out taking some ground balls in the infield. It included Jazz Chisholm over at third base, but also Anthony Rizzo and John Birdie, obviously currently sidelined with their respective injuries. Rizzo was taking grounders at first base. You had Birdie taking in some grounders at second base. Both continue to ramp up their on-field activities. They took live BP against Clark Schmidt and Cody Poteet yesterday. So Birdie's making his way back from a calf injury, and Rizzo continues to make progress from his forearm action. And one other note on Jose Trevino. He is currently playing a rehab game with AA Somerset this afternoon, and the plan is for Trevino to play 3 to 5 innings. They're hoping that obviously you have the minor league day off tomorrow, so he'll be right back to action, with the plan being him to play on Tuesday and hopefully on Wednesday as well, Bob.
All right, good stuff. Shaq, thanks. We will see you in just a bit with Michael and Paul. Time for our first break of the FanDuel Yankees pregame. Coming up, Jazz Chisholm Jr. has been a hit in pinstripes, and after 2 more homers on Saturday, we'll look at the impact he's had since arriving at the deadline. That's coming up next on Yes and the Yes app.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is presented by FanDuel. Knock it out of the park every day with FanDuel. Right now, all customers get a bonus or boost every single day, all summer long.
At Papa John's, get an extra large New York style one-topping pizza for only $10.99. It's a mouth-watering, stretched thinner, made bigger, more for your money, extra large New York style one-topping pizza for only $10.99. Better get you some Papa John's.
Mark your calendars this summer, because FanDuel has something for everyone every day. Score bigger winnings at any inning with profit boosts. Take home bonus bets for home runs every Tuesday. And beat the heat with no-sweat bets. Make the most out of this summer with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. All customers get a boost or a bonus every day, all summer long. Plus, new customers can bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
This summer is the perfect time to get away with a great deal on your favorite Hyundai models. All backed by America's best warranty. Plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Add more joy to your journey. Hurry into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. But act fast. The hottest deals of the summer won't last. Get in and get away now. Lease an all-wheel drive Hyundai Santa Fe for only $279 a month. Or get 2.99% APR for up to 60 months. Hurry into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Popeyes has the best of both wings. Our juicy chicken is marinated to perfection with 2 distinct twists on all 6 flavors. Whether you prefer our spicy bone-in wings or our classic tender white meat boneless wings, we've got the best of both.
Say hello to the Bronx Buds. Yes, first ever animated series for the whole family.
The crowd goes wild.
That takes you on a baseball adventure around the Big Apple. Hexclad presents Bronx Buds, premiering Saturday, August 17th, exclusively on the Yes app. Presented by Hexclad.
Magnifico.
The Yankees Pregame Show on Yes is brought to you in part by Citizens. Make sense of your money. Visit citizensbank.com/made ready to learn more.
Attention viewers, show us the different ways you support the Bronx Bombers. Use the QR code on screen with the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and post pictures to social media that reflect your love for the Yankees. We might spotlight you in a future game. Pinstripe Pride is brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Let's check out the Yankees lineup that'll face the lefty Andrew Heaney on Anthony Volpe bobblehead day. You see that Volpe is in the lineup batting 8th. Aaron Judge reached base 5 times in the doubleheader yesterday. Austin Wells 4 runs batted in the Game 1 win. DJ LeMahieu, good numbers in his career off Heaney. 2 homers, and he's 7 for 15. And then there is Jazz Chisholm Jr., who has hit homers in 3 straight games, and that's something, Jack, he's never done in his career. Now, let's talk about him recently at Yankee Stadium, getting those first reps with the porch in right field, and said maybe he was aiming a little too much for that porch.
Yeah, it's appealing, especially when you're a left-handed hitter, to see that 314 down the line and think perhaps you might try and target it. I don't think that's a smart move, Bob. I'm going to go back to Juan Soto, who when he came to Yankee Stadium said, I'm not going to change what I do as a hitter. I'm going to continue to hit the way that I've hit in my career. And that's worked out pretty well for Juan Soto. I think Chisholm should actually do the same thing. He's going to hit home runs in that direction because that's the kind of hitter he is. But I think that you get yourself in bad habits if you try to pattern it right to that right field porch. This is a guy who can hit the baseball all over the field. And you talk about the kind of season he is having, both combined with the Marlins and the Yankees, Bob. 20 homers, 25 stolen bases, 43 walks, 61 runs batted in. Those are all career highs already. We're only in August. He's 26 years old. He's only going to get better.
You've talked a lot about this, too. Keep an eye on him on the base path. Savvy base runner that will either take an extra base or steal a base if necessary.
I thought when the Yankees got him, 4 things stood out for me: speed, power, athleticism, versatility. And in a short period of time, we've seen all 4 of those attributes from Jazz. The power is something that everyone loves to see, but don't sleep on the speed. You can get on the base pass. You can disrupt pitchers. You can disrupt catchers. He's stolen third base a couple of times already, and he's smart enough to take the extra base. And anytime you can do that, you put pressure on the opposition.
Jazz amongst a group of Yankees hitters who have gotten hot lately, and that's good news for the Yanks. He's batting .300 with 7 homers in his 12 games with the Yankees. Austin Wells, a .338 hitter over his last 22. Verdugo, .315 over his last 13, and then LeMahieu has picked it up as well. So, Jack, as I look at that, I'm saying in the 1, 5, 7, 9 spots in the lineup today, there are 300 hitters. It's not just right now about Soto and Judge.
Right. When you struggle to get to a certain point in the season where you feel great about your hitting, forget what you did earlier in the year. And for instance, Wells, you mentioned what he's done recently. There were periods in this season where he was hitting 150, 170, 190. But I'm going to take a little credit here, Bob. I was calling him the best 190 hitter in the majors back then because he was hitting into some hard luck. He was still having good at-bats. And I think you have to give Wells a ton of credit with Trevino down, the job that he has done picking up the slack offensively and defensively. He is actually 3rd in the American League among catchers in WAR right now, trailing trailing only Rushman and Cal Raleigh. So that's some pretty good space for him to be. And when the Rookie of the Year voting comes around, he deserves some attention, along with Heel and Cowser from the Orioles.
Yeah, right now, Wells and Stanton in the 4 or 5 spots they are producing. Meantime, let's look at the Rangers lineup that'll face Marcus Stroman. Brought to you courtesy of Toyota. Corey Seager, since 2016, his average, homers, OBP, and slug, all top 3 in Major League Baseball. Although today, he's just 1 of 7 off Marcus Stroman going into this one. Marcus Semien, on the flip side, a decent history against Stroman, 7 for 16. Well, Marcus Stroman tried to iron out some mechanical issues, and he'll take what he's learned to the mound today. Up next on the FanDuel Yankees pregame, we'll tell you what to watch for as the Stro Show looks to bounce back. Stick around.
Whoa, is this your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. Yesterday, I was at the Nissan end of summer sales event taking a test drive, and Laura says,
"We've got somewhere to be."
And off we went. We're having a blast. And she tells me it's recommended by Consumer Reports.
These Rogues are going fast.
I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Get a low $269 per month lease on Rogue, or get up to $2,500 total savings on remaining select 2024 Rogue Platinum trims.
I love my kids, but I also love not being broke. So this back-to-school season, I'm just going to spend less on them. Amazon has low prices on everything kids need. Like a water bottle they definitely won't lose. Tablets. Sports stuff for whatever sport this is. All the latest lit, Rizzy Riz clothes. And lunch boxes for a homemade meal that they'll barely touch.
What?
So spend less on your little freeloaders with Amazon.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Returning lessees can now lease a Ford F-150 for just $299 a month for 24 months, only at your local Ford stores.
Hi, Surfer Dude, what's up? I see you looking at me. Take those earbuds out of your ears and come talk to me. I'm the Big C.
What is the Big C?
I'm here to tell you about skin cancer.
Hello.
Did you know your risk for melanoma doubles if you've had more than 5 sunburns?
No.
No. Listen, mirrors don't lie. And more than 2 people die from skin cancer every hour.
Oh, man.
That's terrible.
If we see something new, changing, or unusual, that could be skin cancer.
Is there skin cancer on me right now?
I'm not a dermatologist, but you know who is?
Hey.
Your dermatologist. Come closer. That tiny spot on your nose could be the end of you. You guys checking yourselves out in the mirror right now? That could be skin cancer. The good news is, if you catch it early enough, you can be A-OK. You gotta get checked, girl.
Do I?
Yes! Everybody has to get checked. See the Big C today.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Hyundai. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. Visit HyundaiUSA.com today.
It's time for the pregame odds segment presented by FanDuel. It's the rubber game in the Bronx, and the Yankees have an edge over the Rangers on the money line. The over-under is 10. For some player props, let's go with who's hitting a home run. For the Yankees, Aaron Judge is plus 210, and Jess Chisholm Jr., who went deep in both of yesterday's games, is plus 500 to do it again today. For the Rangers, Corey Seager is plus 290, and Josh Smith is plus 600. Knock it out of the park every day with FanDuel. Right now, all customers get a bonus or a boost every single day, all summer long.
A homestand that featured a lot of rain wraps up this afternoon with sunny skies above Yankee Stadium. For a look at the forecast, here is News 12.
I'm News 12 meteorologist Alex Calamia with your game day forecast, and it's a really nice one. From first pitch to the 7th inning, temperatures are going to be in the low 80s. Most importantly, the humidity is low, too. We're going to see just a few passing clouds. End of the game looks great, too. For the ride home, It looks like temperatures right about where you'd expect them to be this time of year, in the low 80s. Comfy territory. Stay tuned to News 12 for the latest on your forecast.
Alex, thank you for that. Marcus Stroman wants it to be sunny and 75 all day while he's out on the mound today. It's been storming for him lately, Jack. 6 straight starts. He is winless. We know the ERA is up. And his last outing against the Blue Jays posed one of those problems. Getting those pitches that can finish off hitters. Didn't have them.
Yeah, he only lasted 2 2/3 innings in that start against the Jays, Bob. And a big problem was, as you said, his inability to put hitters away. It starts out in the first inning. Loperfido takes that lazy hanging slider, hits it off the fence for a triple. The infield's in. That's a backup slider to Guerrero. It's up in the zone. He wraps it for an RBI single. That's a backup curveball to Clement, way too high in the zone. That's a 2-run double. So all of those pitches are not where Stroman wanted them to be. And then you go to the third. This started the inning that knocked Stroman out of the game. Just a splitter that was off the plate, again, in a 2-strike situation, and Loperfido knocked it into left field. That is the story of Stroman's season right there. His timeline across the last 2 months, we mentioned that ERA being over 6. But I think the thing he needs to do, Bob, is locate his pitches. He always has good movement on his pitches, but the location has been off. The velocity has also been down, but Aaron Boone pushed that aside and says if he gets his movement and locates his pitches where he needs to, he can live at 89 on his velocity.
I mean, that's the bottom line. The velocity's not really going to come back, so he's got to command those outside edges. And as you showed us in that video, he was middle on a lot of those hitters, and the sinker was definitely not sinking.
He can't live in the middle of the plate. If you're Luis Heel or Garrett Cole, there might be some times where you mislocate a pitch, but you're throwing 96 to 98, you're going to get away with it. That's not going to happen with Stroman. I thought the description that Justin gave earlier through Boone was interesting about the adjustments being in the lower half. David Cohn, our resident pitching guru, always talks about your power coming from the ground up. And when you see pitches hanging like that and not getting to their spot, you wonder if something mechanical in Stroman's lower half caused that.
We'll see if he was able to find that. If that's the case, meantime, let's flip it over to the Rangers. StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud, breaks down Andrew Heaney's 4-seam fastball success from his last start when he allowed 1 run in 6 innings against Houston. It's a pitch that clocks in at under 92 miles per hour, but the Astros went 0 for 11 against it. For the season, he uses the fastball more than 52% of the time. So good news about Heaney, he's a hittable major league pitcher. Bad news, or something they need to solve, a left-handed starter.
Yeah, 12-17 against lefty starters this year for the Yankees. It has been a problem. You see the numbers right there. And Andrew Heaney, if you look at him statistically, Bob, he really is the epitome of an average major league starter. He's going to go fastball, breaking pitch, changeup. You mentioned the 4-seamer from his last start. The changeup has actually been very good as well. I think the Yankees need to be patient against Heaney. Don't stray out of the strike zone. Don't do him any favors. This is someone with their offense and the way they've been hitting recently. This is a pitcher that I think if the Yankees have that smart, aggressive approach, they could do some damage against him.
Well, a big weekend for Curry's continues next when Jack goes for gold with his key to the game. That's coming up after one last break on the FanDuel Yankees pregame here on Yes and the Yes app.
Make this a summer to share in the 3-row Kia Sorento, the tech-forward Sportage, the available all-wheel drive Seltos, or the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus Telluride, each one recommended by Consumer Reports. This summer, visit your local Kia dealer.
Get 0.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of select new 2024 Sportage and 2024 Sorento models.
Mark your calendars this summer because FanDuel has something for everyone every day. Score bigger winnings at any inning with profit boosts. Take home bonus bets for home runs every Tuesday. And beat the heat with no sweat bets. Make the most out of this summer with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. All customers get a boost or a bonus every day, all summer long. Plus, new customers can bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
Popeyes has the best of both wings. Our juicy chicken is marinated to perfection with 2 distinct twists on all 6 flavors. Whether you prefer our spicy bone-in wings or our classic tender white meat boneless wings, we've got the best of both.
Your memory is an amazing thing, but sometimes it can start to slow down. But did you know Prevagen can help keep your memory sharp? The secret is the powerful ingredient apoaquarin, originally discovered in jellyfish and found only in Prevagen. In a clinical study, Prevagen was shown to improve memory in subgroups of individuals who are cognitively normal or mildly impaired. Stay sharp and improve your memory with Prevagen. Prevagen, in stores everywhere without a prescription.
Well, if you want my 2 cents on interest rates, we got options.
My 2 cents. This one's priced to sell.
My 2 cents?
My 2 cents?
My 2 cents?
My 2 cents?
My 2 cents? Here's my 2 cents on planning for the future. Interest plus interest equals more interest. Come on, you gonna drink that?
Hi, Joan. Perfect timing. I have a few questions.
Of course. Let's look at your plan.
Say hello to the Bronx Buds. Yes's first ever animated series for the whole family.
And the crowd goes wild!
Hexclad presents Bronx Buds, premiering Saturday, August 17th, exclusively on the Yes app.
Magnifico.
The Yankees Pregame Show on Yes is brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com.
As Anthony Volpe receives his Heart and Hustle Award, our Yale New Haven Health Key Matchup looks at a Yankees offense that has collected at least 8 hits in 14 straight games. That's the longest streak in the majors this year, and it's the Yanks' best stretch of September of 1997. So congratulations to Anthony Volpe. Well, twin bill for him on his bobblehead day, no less.
Yeah, and he told Ralphie Aversa of USA Today to expect more than 300 family and friends who are there for this big day for Anthony Volpe. And you win a Gold Glove as a rookie, yeah, 300-plus people should come out to celebrate you because Anthony Volpe was a defensive whiz for the Yankees last season.
All right, so he gets the award, he gets the bobblehead, and now everybody, all 300 of those people, are awaiting your Kia key to the game.
Well, of course they are, Bob. Why wouldn't they be waiting for my Kia key of the game? We're going back to Marcus Stroman, and we're going to say the Yankees need the return of the Stro Show. If you look at his first 12 starts of the season, the ERA was under 3. The batting average was barely above 200. And then his last 10 starts, we've talked about it, the ERA has been over 6. Marcus Stroman is a better pitcher than that. He needs to locate his pitchers today. He also needs to have that sinker back in his corner. Batters hitting .393 against that since the start of June.
We will keep an eye on that as Michael Kay and Paul O'Neill take the wheel along with Justin Shackle. Jack and I will see you on the post game. A chance for another series win for the Yanks. It's coming up next on Yes and the Yes app. Enjoy the ball game. We'll see you later.
Big season. More reasons to say yes. Wow. Yes to the ultimate viewing experience.